Mercedes-Benz Financial on the 2006 C230 Sports Sedan. Visit your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
I'm Geraldo Rivera, and our team is at large in Durham, North Carolina, where the battle lines are being drawn in what looks like a full-scale legal, emotional, and political war over the arrest of those lacrosse players allegedly involved in that gang rape of a stripper. Even as the players are cuffed, bonded, and slammed with those rape, sex assault, and kidnapping charges, they in turn are slinging mud at the purported victim, mocking her story, impeaching her credibility, and denying that any rape happened that night inside the lacrosse team's off-campus animal house. Today we'll take you to the hometowns of two suspects who grew up not far from our studios here in New York. And here's what else we have for you. More than 500,000 teens are trapped in what's being called an invisible disease, flushing good grades, college dreams, and thousands of their parents' dollars down the drain.
We have a generation of young people that are blowing their futures because of compulsive gambling.
And meet a young woman who escaped her own life polygamous big love in Utah.
It's more lust than anything.
Plus breaking news and homegrown terror in the heartland. So stand by. We're at large in North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Utah, Oklahoma, California, and around the world. The new gamblers and those former polygamists minutes away. But up front tonight, the hunt for a possible third attacker, alleged attacker, that is, in the Duke lacrosse rape case. Bill Keating investigates.
2 hours before dawn Tuesday, two Duke lacrosse players arrested, handcuffed, and escorted to jail the day after a grand jury indicted them for raping and kidnapping a stripper at a team party. 19-year-old Colin Finnerty and 20-year-old Reed Seligman, both sophomores, stood inside the Durham County Jail as police processed them. By 7:30, Seligman had posted bond for $400,000 and waived his first court appearance. At 10:30, Finnerty, a tall and lanky redhead, found himself inside a camera-packed courtroom. Dressed in a suit coat, Finnerty appeared calm as the judge read the charges that both he and Seligman face: first-degree forcible rape, first-degree sexual assault, and first-degree kidnapping. For Colin Finnerty, this is his second arrest in the past 4 months for a crime of violence. On the same day that he was providing his DNA sample for the rape case, he was in Washington facing assault charges in another case where he allegedly picked on a guy on the street, a random guy, called him gay, and punched him in the face. But outside the courthouse, Finnerty's attorney, Bill Cotter, said the grand jury in the rape case has heard only one side of the story.
The next jury will hear the entire story, which includes our evidence, and we're confident that these young men are found to be innocent.
The arrests come a little over a month after a 27-year-old black woman hired to perform in a March 13th party at this off-campus house told police she was choked, beaten, and raped by 3 white players in a bathroom. On Monday, District Attorney Mike Nifong was looking confident, and as he walked through the halls of the county courthouse just hours before the grand jury handed up indictments on the 2 players, which were later sealed by a judge. In those 2 indictments, now unsealed, the grand jury found to be true that both Finnerty and Seligman unlawfully, willfully, and feloniously did ravish and carnally know the victim by force and against her will. That they unlawfully, willfully, and feloniously did kidnap the victim by unlawfully confining her, restraining her, and removing her from one place to another without her consent, and for the purposes of terrorizing her and facilitating the commission of the felonies of rape and sexual offense. Both Seligman and Finnerty are now out on bond. Their next court appearance is scheduled for May 15th.
Phil joins me from the courthouse in Durham. You know, mate, it doesn't sound as if the defense attorneys are waiting for trial. They're in full tilt spin already.
Oh, absolutely. They are releasing information to the media here that they have evidence that both of these 2 lacrosse players can be proven that they were not even at the party at the time of the alleged rape. They say they've got clear-cut evidence like ATM receipts that are time-coded on them and the ATM cameras showing them with the time code suggesting that they are not even at the house at around 12:40 when the victim claims she was raped.
But what about the third alleged perpetrator? What's the deal with him?
Right, the victim claimed from the get-go 3 white lacrosse players beat her and raped her in that bathroom. According to reports, she was 100% confident when she identified 2 of them. That would be these 2 suspects arrested today. The third, she was 90% sure on. The DA released a statement today saying he is still confident in the next days and weeks he will come up with enough solid evidence to get that 3rd arrest.
Phil, thanks. Stay on it. See you later in the program. So who were these 2 privileged punks who allegedly thought they could get away with anything? We went to the hometowns of the 2 lacrosse players to find out. They may or may not be guilty of gang rape, but they are certainly children of privilege. In contrast to the single mother of 2 working as a stripper to put herself through college, Colin Finnerty and Reed Seligman have led charmed lives in comfortable homes, attending private schools, and eventually landing athletic scholarships to elite Duke University. But for now, at least, their glory is gone. Guilty or innocent, their reputation stained with shame. Colin Finnerty comes from a neighborhood of million-dollar homes in an exclusive section of Garden City, Long Island. And whatever else he was into, he obviously loved lacrosse. A net and lacrosse equipment still stand on the side lawn where he'd practice. The 6'3" star athlete played at Chaminade High School. Matt Aaron knew Colin at Chaminade and doesn't want him defined solely by the alleged rape of the stripper.
They're gifted athletes. It's hard to believe that he could do this. He came from Chaminade, and he just seemed like a nice kid.
After graduation, Colin headed to Duke, where his big brother Kyle is a senior. Reed Seligman was even better when it came to lacrosse. The 6'1" sophomore was a 2-time high school All-American. Seligman lives in this comfortable home in Essex Fells in New Jersey. He attended an exclusive Catholic prep school, the Del Barton School, where today the headmaster there, Reverend Luke Travers, issued a statement in which he wrote, quote, "The hearts and prayers of our school community go out to Reed and his family," end quote. The Reverend also including prayers for the alleged victim. Before today's arrests, back on March 31st, Seligman's dad, Philip, was quoted in the New York Times optimistically saying, quote, "It's unfortunate, but it will be resolved positively very shortly." Dad was wrong. Still ahead, shocking video of a Las Vegas casino worker being beaten to a pulp on the city's famed Strip. That and this coming up on At Large. It's one of the hottest shows on cable, but is Big Love a realistic look into the secretive world of polygamy? Next, meet both men and women who've escaped with quite a tale to tell. What they're about to reveal goes way beyond anything in your wildest dreams.
We think winning deserves a little celebration, because what's good for us is great for you. The Great For You celebration is going on now. For a limited time, get special APR financing.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? Annabella, shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, yo? Annabella, get busy. Just shake that booty non-stop when the beat drops. Just keep swinging it. Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, yo?
Milk, shakes, cookies and cream hand-scooped shakes and malts with Oreo cookie pieces. New at Carl's Jr.
Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, don't you wait so long. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
The GMC Sierra 1500 Extended Cab offers many advantages over the Ford F-150, like better fuel economy, more standard horsepower, and available OnStar, which makes Sierra the best buy from any angle. Qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on an 06 Sierra 1500 Extended Cab SLE 4-wheel drive for around $239 a month. Call for residency restrictions and other details. See your participating Colorado GMC dealers.
Now to polygamy, Big Love. It's one of the hottest shows on cable, and it's giving us a bird's eye view into that secretive world. But what's polygamy really all about? Laura Engel went to Utah to find out.
Why didn't we come up with this? You know, we lived this life.
Rachel Strong is talking about Big Love, the HBO series about a man and his 3 wives.
It's completely carnal love. It's physical love. It's more lust than anything.
Rachel considers herself an expert on polygamy since 2 years ago.
And we have all kinds of morons running around.
She was married to Jim Harmston, a self-professed prophet with 16 other wives, including Rachel's mother, Pauline.
The wives on Big Love are more warm and fuzzy with each other than in my experience with my sister wives.
Your sister wives.
That's what you call them.
We came to Utah, home to an estimated 30,000 polygamists, to speak to Rachel, Pauline, and these other former practitioners of this secretive lifestyle.
I know that there are a lot of guys that got into it with the same stimulus that I had.
John Llewellyn claims he was motivated by his hormones when he took 3 wives. He has since divorced 2 and has become an anti-polygamy activist.
There are orgies that go on in these groups. There really is.
Really?
Menage a trois, pornography.
For 34 years, Rowena Erickson and her sister shared the same husband. But in 1998, she helped found the group, Tapestry Against Polygamy, devoted to helping women free polygamous marriages. Last year, Rachel aligned herself with the organization, bringing along her tale of moving to Manti, Utah at age 10 when her mother joined Jim Harmston's church and became his 3rd wife.
Jim had his eye on her from the beginning because she was really a cute little girl.
At age 20, Rachel says she was pressured into marrying her stepfather. The groom was more than 40 years her senior.
You don't love him. He's older than you. You know, it's not your choice. And sex is a really intimate thing, and to have to be forced into doing it, it really tears you down.
Once a week, that was your night with your husband. And he kept accumulating younger wives, and then after that, there was no night with him.
At times during our conversation, Rachel's mother, Pauline, seemed distracted, and for good reason. Before the interview began, she was confronted by another daughter, one of 4 still in the Harmston group, begging her not to go on camera.
Oh, and here's Elaine, James' wife.
And as the interview progressed, Harmston's first wife, Elaine, appeared, listening in on our discussion. Afterwards, when we tried finding Harmston, we ran into Elaine again.
The accusations that I have heard Rachel make are absurd.
Do you love your husband?
I love him very much. I've been married to him for 43 years.
What is it like for you to watch him take other wives?
If I didn't have the belief that I do, I don't know that I could live this religion. This was not something that we chose. It chose us.
In October 2004, Rachel made a choice of her own, walking away from polygamy with her mother and daughter and enrolling in a nursing program at Snow College. Harmston has declined to speak to Geraldo at large.
He was the prophet. He was the one that was going to save me. That's not the way God works. He doesn't threaten people. He doesn't use fear to control people.
You know, I am a live and let live kind of person, generally speaking.
Right.
What bugs me, though, are that some of the women involved in this are underage or, you know, in some other way incapacitated, and they can't make a free choice.
Right.
What I want to know is why doesn't the Attorney General of Utah, who knows where these tens of thousands of polygamists live, do something about it?
Well, he said that's simply why, because there's just too many of them out there. It's obviously against the law, but he says, look, I'm not going to prosecute all of you guys, but if there's child abuse going on in these families, we will investigate and go after you. And he's even gone so far as to ask some of these polygamists to keep their eyes out on other families for child abuse. That's where he says he's going to go after them. But as far as marching into the mountains and arresting polygamists as they are, he's not going to do it.
Laura Engel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who do you think of when you hear the word terrorist? Coming up, a reminder that they're not all from over there. That and this still ahead on At Large. The stakes are high for college students betting on one of the fastest growing addictions among adolescents. Next, are we raising a generation of gamblers?
Fox tomorrow on the American Idol Results Show. Don't miss a live performance from the legendary Rod Stewart. Plus, find out who makes the cut
it's anybody's game right now.
When your voting results are revealed,
someone is heading home.
The American Idol Results Show.
Wednesday night at 8 on Fox 31.
What's inside this box could change the game completely.
This whole place is gonna blow up like dynamite.
Unanimous.
Wednesday night at 8:30 on Fox 31.
The all-new Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class standard horsepower. But did you know it's also best-in-class in overall fuel economy? And you can't get this combination of standard safety features on Toyota Sequoia or Nissan Armada. The 2007 Chevy Tahoe is more capable, more refined, and more responsible. Tahoe goes head-to-head against the competition. Chevy, made for Colorado.
Furniture isn't something I shop for every day, so I want to be educated, not sold.
At Furniture Row, we have specialized salespeople who want your shopping experience to be as comfortable as our furniture. Furniture Row Shopping Center, centered around you.
A friend told me about Michael and his associates, and so I thought I'd come over here and talk to him.
He certainly is a lawyer that I would recommend. Michael is a lawyer that I would recommend to anyone in this kind of injury.
Go to Michael Savoya. Here's his number. You know, I have it memorized. You know, call this number. Tell him I referred you.
Call the Sawaya Law Firm now. 303-839-1650.
In 2006, great design separates Pontiac from its competition. It earned G6 the most appealing entry midsize car, according to J.D. Power and Associates. And it brought Torrent a 5-star crash safety rating. Design has a value all its own. But don't take our word for it. Google Pontiac and discover for yourself.
Non-GM owners and lessees use available cash back for a great value on the Pontiac Torrent. See your participating Colorado Pontiac dealer or visit coloradopontiac.com.
Powerball. See if your numbers hit. Wednesday on Fox 31. Brought to you by the Colorado Lottery.
Fresh jobs, real jobs, local jobs. Find all that and more at the Jobbing.com Career Expo, Denver's biggest and best local job fair at the Colorado Convention Center, Thursday, April 20th from 11 to 4. Meet one-on-one with the best local companies like Centex Home Equity, EchoStar Satellite, Radio Shack, Rent-A-Center, Advance Auto Parts, and many more. Don't miss our free resume review, and be sure to register online for a quick entry into the event. The Jobbing.com Career Expo is the place to be. Log on to Jobbing.com to learn more.
Welcome back, everybody. Gambling, that dangerous and expensive new college craze, minutes away. But first, a look at the rest of the world at large with our Lori Du. Hi.
Hi, Geraldo. A vicious attack in Las Vegas caught on tape. A casino worker was brutally beaten and kicked by a gang of young men who are still on the loose. Unbelievably, the victim managed to walk away but did suffer a broken jaw and collarbone.
This type of crowd attack, this crowd mentality, is something that we don't see ever in Las Vegas.
A federal judge in New Orleans has dismissed a lawsuit from a man who claims that Michael Jackson molested him when he was 18. The accuser said he had repressed the 1984 incident until hearing about the California child sex charges that Jackson was acquitted of last year. The landmark Jamestown Bridge, which had served as a crucial link across the Narragansett Bay to Newport for decades, was demolished today. Closed to traffic in 1992, it has since been replaced by the taller, sleeker Jamestown Verrazano Bridge. And a brief taste of freedom for this red panda that escaped from the Cincinnati Zoo. The animal was on the lam until a neighboring homeowner noticed something rather unusual in his tree.
Fortunately, we were able to find him pretty quickly and recapture him without incident within about an hour and a half of when we found out he was out.
And that is the world at large. I'm Lori Du. Geraldo.
You know, I have no comment about the Michael Jackson thing. Just this guy, 20 years after the fact,
Yeah.
I remember Michael Jackson molested me because I saw it. It was just a bunch of baloney. That poor...
Well, and the judge thought so, too.
Good. But what about these thugs in Vegas? Why did they beat this guy?
Right now, there appears to be no clear motive, except for stealing his cell phone. That's all that this gang of would-be bandits did. They stole his cell phone after beating him to a pulp. Unbelievably, the guy walked away. The police need everybody's help in trying to find out who these guys were and what on earth they were, they had against this guy.
Unbelievable punks. Thank you very much, Lori. You've all seen those gambling shows, the new gambling shows on TV, high-stakes players betting the farm, but they can afford it. What is scary about gambling is how much it's spreading, how fast, and how devastating different groups who can't afford it to lose, like college students nationwide. Phil Keating investigates.
Gambling is big business. Each year, Americans spend more than $150 billion gambling, and it is a growth industry. Much of that growth coming from college-age men and women. Many bet on sports, but it's the allure of high-stakes poker that has meant trouble for many. Greg Hogan, a Lehigh University sophomore, is the extreme example. 10 grand in debt from poker losses, so he robbed a bank.
He was voted president of the class of 2008.
College experience. Nick Schulman is Hogan's opposite. He is the youngest champion in World Poker Tour history.
I'm 21, and my biggest take was a little over $2 million.
What'd that feel like?
A little ridiculous. It didn't set in at first.
The win got him a seat at this week's World Poker Championship in Vegas. Yale senior Alex Jacob, who recently won more than $600,000 for finishing second in a tournament, he'll be there too.
I wouldn't go out there if I didn't think I had a chance to win.
Jacob is on track to graduate with a degree in economics next month. However, his success playing cards has changed his postgraduate plans.
My plan is to not get a job and keep playing poker, basically.
Montclair State's Mariusz Lipinski is a more typical college gambler. 23 years old, he plays 4 or 5 nights a week.
Do you feel like you have a gambling problem?
I like to think I don't, but in reality, I think I probably do.
It's pretty safe to say everybody's gambled at least one time in their life. Now, the Council for Compulsive Gambling goes by the 80-15-5 rule. 80% of people can gamble and don't have a problem. 15% are problem gamblers, and 5% are compulsive gamblers with a very serious problem.
Time magazine estimates that there are 8 million problem gamblers in the United States. It's thought that over 500,000 of those are between the ages of 18 and 25. Ed Looney is executive director of the New Jersey chapter.
The addiction rate for young people is twice that of the adult population. So we have a generation of young people that are blowing their futures because of compulsive gambling.
Both ESPN and the Travel Channel air poker tournaments. The internet also plays a huge part. Some 2,400 gambling sites generate over $12 billion in revenue. Kelly Peterson is a recent graduate of Manhattan College, and she's a gambler. She says that parents are the last to know.
Parents that I spoke with weren't really aware that gambling and playing poker is like this new fad. Parents should definitely be alarmed.
Phil, thanks. Another thing we parents have to worry about. I hate gambling. Life is gamble enough. Stand by, everybody. Back in a flash to remember the not-so-distant past when terrorists didn't all look like Osama.
The GMC Sierra 1500 Extended Cab offers many advantages over the Ford F-150, like better fuel economy, more standard horsepower, and available OnStar, which makes Sierra the best buy from any angle. Qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on an 06 Sierra 1500 Extended Cab SLE 4-wheel drive for around $239 a month. Call for residency restrictions and other details. See your participating Colorado GMC dealers.
Need new shoes? With 40,000 pairs of your favorite designer brands at warehouse prices every day, we've got the shoes for you. Off-Broadway Shoe Warehouse. Colorado Mills, Park Meadows, and Southeast Aurora near E470.
Well, I'm on the way, the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl,
Want to hear the latest? Now there are 3 ways to get music on your phone. Download it straight to your phone. Find it at VerizonWireless.com/music or rip it from your own collection. Try them all with the new VCast Music Phone by LG. Now just $69.99. Only from Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
No car, huh?
Bad credit.
Need car financing? Even if you have bad credit, 1-800-BAR-NONE could get you approved in minutes. Call 1-800-BAR-NONE.
Where's the receptionist?
I think she's out to lunch.
I heard she's on vacation. Can somebody please answer the phone?
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Need a receptionist that always has you covered?
Try the remote receptionist from Intelligent Office.
Taylor and Associates, how may I help you?
It's a smart new way to have a receptionist for just a fraction of the cost you'd expect. Find out more at intelligentoffice.com.
$100,000 could be yours at the all-new Ameristar Casino Blackhawk. Enter the $200,000 scratch card giveaway. Get your free scratch card for your chance to win instant cash and great prizes, plus daily chances to spin the prize wheel for $1,000. And 20 lucky players will get the chance to punch for the $100,000 guaranteed grand prize. All you need is your Star Awards card for your free scratch card each day. Winning really suits you in the $200,000 scratch card giveaway. Only at Ameristar Casino Blackhawk.
It's Bert Cooney's greatest event of the year. Bert Cooney Honda's Big Red Sale. Big Red! Starring red-hot deals on Honda Accords, $199 a month. CRV LXs, $169 a month. Ridgeline RTs, $198 a month. Big Red! Down payments as little as $99. The Big Red Sale at Bert Cooney Honda. For more info, go to bkhonda.com.
Here's what's coming up next time.
Geraldo at Large, Missouri. It's the mother of all cons. We uncover one couple's sick scam to rip off their friends and neighbors for cash, clothes, and even a car.
It's an at-large investigation.
Plus, before you date him, rate him. It's the ultimate love line that helps expose cheaters, liars, and two-timers. Don't miss the next Geraldo at Large.
Tomorrow will be the 11th anniversary of the destruction of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in downtown Oklahoma City. Looking back, what I remember most vividly is that haunting photo of firefighter Chris Fields holding the broken and burned body of little Bailey Ullman, one of 19 children who died that awful day. The littlest victims were among the 168 murdered in the deadliest act of domestic terror in U.S. history. It was the largest ever on our soil until September 11, 2001, put a different face on the terrorist scourge, that of radical Islam. But the men who slaughtered the innocent in Oklahoma City that day were two screwed up, perverse, and misguided Army buddies. Timothy McVeigh, a Gulf War veteran, and Terry Nichols. A third pal, Michael Fortier, also knew all about it, but failed to warn the world their motive was apparently revenge against the federal government's fatal encounter with white supremacists at Ruby Ridge, and especially against the assault on the Branch Davidian cult in Waco, Texas.
You know,
Among the stricken relatives I interviewed was Kathleen Turner, whose 4-year-old Ashley was among the dead.
She shouldn't even have been there. She just happened to be there at the wrong time. And she's such a sweet baby.
It was stories like hers that made mockery of McVeigh's claim that his foul deed was somehow a bold blow for freedom against government oppression. So remember the faces of these perpetrators. It was strictly homegrown haters. And remember the picture of Bailey Ullman whenever you think that terrorist evil only comes wrapped in a turban. So that's it for us. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.
The 2006 Saturn Ion. Lease a new 2006 Saturn Ion 2 manual for around $149 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details.
The all-new Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class standard horsepower. But did you know it's also best-in-class in overall fuel economy? And you can't get this combination of standard safety features on Toyota Sequoia or Nissan Armada. The 2007 Chevy Tahoe is more capable, more refined, and more responsible. Tahoe goes head-to-head against the competition. Chevy, made for Colorado.
What's inside this box could change the game completely.
This whole place is gonna blow up like dynamite.
Unanimous.
Wednesday night at 8:30 on Fox 31.
I have never seen an old person in a new bathing suit in my life. I don't know where they get their bathing suits, but my father has bathing suits from other centuries. My parents live in Florida, and if you go down there and you forget your bathing suit, then they want you to wear one of theirs. You know how that gets? You need trunks? Son, I got trunks for you. You can wear my trunks. Fathers don't wear bathing suits, they wear trunks. It's kind of the same thing a tree would wear if it went swimming. So I get in the water in this thing, and it's like floating around me somewhere. You ever put on a bathing suit that you don't even know exactly where you are inside the bathing suit? You bump into somebody you know. No, I'm parasailing. I'm waiting for the boat to come back.